welcome to my channel. This is Evelyn from Glorify Guitars, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A, just answering any questions that you guys have sent in, guitar related or just music related in general. I have done some YouTube videos in the past and hopefully there'll be many more to come, so without further blabbering, let's get into it really. I have all my questions written down here, so I'll start off with a question from Nisai1 saying, any advice for people who cannot afford a good instrument? It depends on what you consider good really. I mean, there are so many brands that do reasonably priced guitars that aren't very expensive at all. You've got Yamaha, for example. I mean, the Yamaha Pacificas are extremely well made and extremely great sounding, really. I mean, and they're only about £100, so if you're looking for a budget guitar that sounds amazing, check out Yamaha, that's my recommendation. And we have any advice for choosing pickups? I don't really, I haven't actually changed the pickups in any of my guitars since getting them, but I think I would recommend figuring out what kind of sound you want from the pickups. So for example, if you want a sort of heavier sound, maybe a humbucker rather than a single coil, and then having a look at different brands. So for example, having a look at like Seymour Duncan's or Bare Knuckles or whatever, and then possibly finding a guitar that has the same pickups in a shop or something and just trying it out, seeing how that sounds and how you like it, or if you don't like it, don't get it, you know, just try out different sort of things. Do I have any ideas for starting to play live? So when you want to be in a band, I've never actually properly been in a band before, and I think it is quite difficult because a lot of people find it really hard to kind of get out there, but I think the best way to do it would just be utilising social media actually. There are a lot of Facebook groups and things like that which people put ads up looking for different instrumentalists and all that, and I think that's probably the best idea. Apart from that, I would imagine just looking around in your local area and seeing all the other talent that's around and just talking to them, seeing how they got into it is probably a good idea. And we have a question, what can you tell us about why Japanese lawsuit guitars are called lawsuit guitars? So from my understanding, this is all from my own research, so if I get some information wrong, I apologise. But essentially in sort of pre-70s era, you know, you had the rise of these massively popular guitar shapes like Stratocasters and Les Pauls from Gibson and Fender. They were taking the guitar world by storm, the music world by storm, especially with the rise of rock music and guitar-based music. However, during the 70s, these guitars that were made in the US, the Strats and the Les Pauls, were all maintaining the high price. However, the build quality was declining. So many people weren't feeling confident buying a really expensive guitar if the build quality wasn't up to standard. So a lot of Japanese brands started making very almost identical copies of, you know, specs-wise, of the Stratocasters and Les Pauls, and they started importing them to the US. And a lot of people thought, great, you know, we have these really good quality guitars and we can afford them. You know, but however, in 1977, Gibson filed a lawsuit against Ibanez for stealing their headstock shape and making it look too similar. So that would be why they're called lawsuit guitars. some of the brands that fall under that umbrella are Ibanez, which is the biggest one, I would say, definitely, Bernie, Tokai and Greco, and they're super sought after today. But one of the ways to tell if it is a genuine lawsuit guitar is if it has a serial number on the back. If it does, it isn't. If it doesn't, it is. So yeah. And then finally, have any tips on recording music? Firstly, I'm not very proficient at recording my own music, but I have done it in the past. A good tip is just to have a good recording interface. It doesn't have to be snazzy. I mean, if you're on a budget, I mean, a Focusrite will do you fine. Potentially not the best, but it's fine. They do packages which have, you know, a recording interface and come with, like, you know, Pro Tools and all these things. But, you know, getting Logic or something would definitely help as well. My biggest sort of tip would be to not knock yourself down when you're trying to record, because sometimes recording can be really soul destroying because you'll play something and it just sounds awful. So definitely just relax. It's really easy said than done because I find it really hard, but you might not get it in the first go, you might not even get it in the second go, but eventually you will get something you're proud of, and you've just got to keep on persevering and, you know, just have fun with it, I would say, would be my biggest tip. Yeah, so that's my Q&A for today, and hopefully I'll have more videos coming your way. I'm Evelyn from Glorify Guitars, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.